Freedom is coming, every captive. We're not slowing down. If your legs get tired, tell the devil he's a liar.
Yeah.
Let's go. We ride in Jesus' name. Break Jesus' sin and shame. Declare Jesus to the ends of the earth.
Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. So it's day 54 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour. RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. A bicycle trip up the Atlantic coast of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So yeah, I'm here at Swain's Lock Hiker-Biker Campsite on the C&O Canal Towpath. And the cicadas are everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. There's nowhere that they are not. I'm learning a lot about cicadas, so it seems like they like to come out at night. I noticed a lot of holes on the ground yesterday on the bare dirt. And I was like, man, a lot of people put their tent right here, you know? There's a lot of tent holes, stake poles. No, that's where the cicadas are coming out of the ground. So last night, right at sunset, the whole bottom of my tent started to kind of move with bugs coming out of the ground. And then it seems like they just kind of crawl up to somewhere, and then they molt. So they come out of their skin. And that noise is so weird. It's like a crackling, crunching sound. And then once they've, got out of that shell that they leave behind, that casing, then they start flapping their wings. So lots of noises, lots of crawling, lots of movement last night. It's going to take me quite a while to get all of these off of the tent. There's nowhere that they're not at. Like, they're everywhere. Good news is, though, I had my AirPods, so I was able to put them in and just like put the noise cancellation on, no music. Slept right through it. However, even over that, these geese this morning, like 4:15, 4:30, were just going crazy. So I could even hear that over the noise cancellation. Anyway, so I'm headed up the C&O Canal Towpath. I'm going to try to make it to Harper's Ferry. That's at the 64-mile marker. I would have 45-something miles to go. One thing I really like about the C&O Canal Towpath so far is the crushed limestone is almost like pavement. There's no bumps. It's not really bumpy. It's a smooth ride. You can go relatively fast with no issues. The only bad thing is that you have to stay focused on what you're doing, because you're riding on the right side and the canal's right there. So if you veer off too far, you're in the water. But it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I've really enjoyed the ride yesterday. I hope that continues. Looks like it's going to get into the mid-90s today with humidity. So, again, it's really shady. I like it. I like it so far. I'm surprised this is how I didn't realize this was a national park. And the camping is free, so that's always a bonus. Anyway, yeah, going to take me a lot of extra time. The service was not as great as I thought, so sometimes even when it says you got 3 bars of service, it's like a different tower, like a Sprint tower or AT&T tower, so the data speed's not fast. So it's still uploading from last night, which you'll know because it will be uploaded hopefully by the time that you see this. But yeah, just gonna take it easy, get on the road, and you'll see more of that right about now. All right, so I just stopped here to get some water. It is very discolored. The little sign says that it's treated with iodine. So if you have any iodine issues, don't drink the water. I'm going to try not to drink it. I may even filter it through my Sawyer filter. I've seen online where other people said that they did that just to get the taste knocked down. And then some people bring like Gatorade and those kind of things to just mask the taste of the iodine. But it won't hurt you. It just tastes funny. So anyway, when I rolled up, Brian, I just met him, was over here. And he was kind of like washing some things up, and he's riding 60 miles a day. He's staying in Harper's Ferry tonight. I've looked at several different places to try and camp, and I don't know how this is going to work tonight. I've got to recharge my batteries at some point. And so really don't know how it's going to work. But so he kind of mentioned some places up there, and I'll see when I get closer, because I really just have no idea at this point. The cellular service has been spotty. It looks like I'm catching a lot of my cellular service from across the river, because right now for some reason I've got like 3 bars of 5G. So I'm sure this entire trip is going to be like the Appalachians were last time, where I'm just, you know, at the mercy of the hills. Anyway, yeah, gonna keep going. You'll see more of that right about now. All right, so I stopped in here to White's Ferry, which is a ferry crossing, I guess, that the Confederates and Union Army fought over. Maybe the Confederates got through here, not really sure about all the history. But I pulled up here to get some lunch and ran into Brian again, who was back there at the well. And he was sitting out front eating his lunch, and he said, "Hey, look, I was thinking about it as I rode off. I've got a, campsite at the KOA. I could probably upgrade that to a site with electrical, and we can split it. And then, we both have power tonight." And I was like, that would be awesome. That would mean I'd stay in West Virginia, state number 23 tonight. And yeah, like Harper's Ferry. So I'm going to try to meet up with him. We've exchanged numbers and all that. And I'll see how that works. That would be amazing. Came over here, got some lunch. Put these stickers on the bike. These are from Dominic Varvaro up in Canada. And yeah, he sent me these stickers. He's got a Instagram called The Sauce Is On. I'll put it in the description for today's video. And he has been a faithful follower and supporter of Redeeming Eden. As a matter of fact, back when I was in the old desert out west last year, he would always be posting pictures of these beautiful 5-star culinary wonderworks, and I was like, I'm eating rocks again today. You really got to stop doing this. But he's done several like Redeeming Eden collabs where he'll make like a jalapeno-roni pizza. Talked to him on the phone. I did like a video call with him when I started this tour back at Lake Okeechobee in South Bay. So yeah, anyway, put those stickers on the bike, ready to go, and laid down after I ate, took a nap, and then met a guy named Ben, who's been in recovery for 2 years now, and he toured the world with a band, and so like he was just telling me all kinds of stuff, and we had a really, really good, like, meaningful conversation. So he was actually headed out in a canoe to go fishing. He was like, man, he said, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. You know, especially now that I found recovery. And so it's a really good conversation. I've had a lot of really good conversations. I mean, there's like people out everywhere. And it's not really touristy. So like people are stopping to talk and stuff. Whereas like DC even was just kind of like everybody staying in their own lane. Out here, it's like we all kind of have a common interest. We're all bicycling or hiking or doing something. So like everybody wants to kind of chat each other up. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Like the C&O. Again, it's been gorgeous. But in order to get to Harper's Ferry, I've got 24 miles left to go, and I got to do it. It is only 4:21 right now. But I'd like to be there by 7 o'clock, so that would give me 3 hours to get there. So you'll see that right about now. So this is the second of 2 aqueducts that I've crossed, and there's a railroad track over here with really nice stonework. But it's been really interesting for most of the recent past on the trail. There's been a river down below to like the left-hand side of me, then the mound that the towpath is on, then a dip in the canal on my right, and then a hill up to this railroad track. So it's been like this funky kind of aesthetic all the way through. I don't know if it picked up on the GoPro. I've just been trying to pedal because I've got to get where I'm going. It's 6:15. I think I've got like 11 miles left to go, so should get there 7:15ish. Talked to Jason Schneider, and he said that there's stairs I'll have to climb up and tote the bike up. So I'll have to take everything off the bike and then get it up and then do the same thing in the morning to get back down. So either way, just got to keep riding. This is one of those days. Love you guys. See you later. I've seen a lot of snakes today, but if this one was a snake, it would have jumped up and bit me. I mean, just straight off the trail. Unbelievable beauty. I mean, that's a pretty big mountain. I talked to Brian, he's at the KOA, and he said there is no power. He got there after the office closed. So that one may be a no-go. I don't necessarily need to power things up, but that YouTube video was uploading all night last night from yesterday, and the battery, it was just drawing battery life. So I don't think that they'll die by tomorrow night, but the last thing I need to have happen is be like, sorry guys, I didn't record the end of the day yesterday. So I'm gonna have to get back into the mindset of being mindful about, you know, finding somewhere to upload the video and sitting there again like I used to have to do, rather than just, oh, let it upload all night and run my battery completely dead. Anyway, I've got one of three options. That is not West Virginia yet. It's about a mile up the road. I can either A, camp right here. There's a little spot right here on the river. It's all going to depend on the weather. I got to look at when it's going to start raining. B, I can go ahead and go up to Harper's Ferry and potentially find a campsite that has power, again, depending on the rain. Or C, there's a Quality Inn in Harper's Ferry, and that would give me a night in West Virginia like I need, power, and I wouldn't have to worry about packing up the tent in the rain in the morning. I'm going to ride through the rain tomorrow. I'm actually looking forward to it. This water right here is just like maybe 75 degrees, like it's hot. It's not cold at all. I would go swimming right now. I may actually do that once I figure out what I plan to do. If I camp here, I'm definitely going swimming. There's like a hole right over here that an eddy has kind of washed out deep. I rinsed the bike off. My other concern was, you know, getting to the hotel and having them be like, we don't allow dirty bikes inside. So maybe that'll work. Either way, I gotta sit here and figure that out. I don't have much service, but I will do everything I can to figure it out, and you will know what I decide to do right now. On a positive note, the sunset from up here is gorgeous. And there is the Harper's Ferry train tunnel. There's 1931 over the top of it. pretty neat. I'm essentially going across the rail bridge all the way across. Looks like there's a rail bridge on the other side too, so don't know much about this one, don't have time to look it up. Found a hotel, the Clarion. It's on into town a little bit. They do have food, it's cheap. I'm going. Let's do this. Look at all these glove locks on the fence. All right, so I made it to the Clarion Hotel. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Wow, that was a big hill coming up out of Harper's Ferry. I mean, I'm still in Harper's Ferry, Charlestown, I guess. West Virginia, State 23. But I've got my Fortunato Brothers pizza shirt on. This is how I roll. I love the little heart. The little red heart, it keeps me going. So yeah, made it in, got myself a Caesar salad that I'm about to dig into, got my shower, as you can see. Oh, it feels so good. I don't have to deal with any cicadas tonight, and it's going to start raining about 5 a.m., so yeah, that's going to be fun. Good news is I've only got to go about 30 miles tomorrow. Tom Thorson, who I met way back in Titusville, Florida, lives at the 100-mile marker on the C&O Canal Towpath. So he has invited me to his house, and that's where I'm going tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I've got every single thing that can charging. And I'm going to end the video here for the day from West Virginia, State 23. So cool, so cool. So if you know anybody who has passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the POPL link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. I know you don't either. Let's use Redeeming Eden as a tool that we might save a life. This is the REACCT Tour, R-E-A-C-C-T, the Redeeming Eden Atlantic Coast Cycle Tour, you know, plus 4 other states. And I need you to react. I need you to like the videos, comment on the videos on YouTube, share the videos on your social media profile, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. All those things will go a long way in helping build Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. And don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link to them in the description. You can go there, you can find out more about Redeeming Eden, about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund, or you can go back and watch the day 1 video from this series, the REACCT Tour. Very cool day. I mean, just super excited to be here in West Virginia. I'm just at the tip of the little, like, peninsula. It's not a peninsula, I mean, it's not in water. Panhandle, I guess is what they would call it. I'll try to put the map here to show you where I'm at in West Virginia, but it's just enough to call it a state. I'm staying here for 1 night, so that works. I may start in the Midwest tour from West Virginia and then head out through Ohio. One thing Brian was telling me about earlier was a path that goes up through Ohio from Cincinnati to somewhere. So I may take that as the beginning of the Midwest tour. Later on this fall, I do plan to do the southern states, so like from my home in Mobile to New Orleans, Louisiana, up the Natchez Trace, to Nashville, Tennessee, over to Pigeon Forge, and back down to Mobile. maybe a 40-45 day tour. Not sure on the timing on that, but those are things to look forward to ahead. But right now, it's State 23, West Virginia. So I'm super excited to be in this room tonight and to be able to officially put the Redeeming Eden stamp on one more state. The next one, Pennsylvania. Like, now I'm excited to get up to C&O, because as soon as I get to Cumberland, Maryland and start the Gap Trail, the Great Allegheny Passage, I'll be entering into Pennsylvania, the 24th state. Half of the states in the continental United States will be done in under 1 calendar year, Lord willing. Yeah, cool stuff. So, from here at the Clarion Hotel in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, State 23, I'm not going to quit saying it. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.